Hi folks, as a continuation of our introduction, I want to show you a very brief movie MSNBC did in a mining operation down in Texas. It illustrates the complexity of issues, it illustrates the variety of equipment, and it introduces a bit of a spirit of the surface mining. So here it is, our movie on how to surface mine in Texas.
I'd go home and I'd call you a drunk sailor every night because I'd be swaying.
Our landscape is dramatically changing right before our very eyes, and it's because of these massive machines.
We move about 90,000 tons in a 24-hour shift with it.
In this day and age, when high-tech is making most machines smaller, why are these machines getting bigger and bigger?
You actually do get to feel like you are the machine. When you're really in the rhythm and really moving, it feels pretty good.
How big can they get? And are they actually too much of a good thing?
If the airline industry had the same safety record as the crane industry did, there wouldn't be no airplanes flying today.
MSNBC investigates heavy metal, the big rigs.
Reporting now, Lester Holt.
A phone, a camera, even a pocket computer. The technology gets smaller and smaller. It's also getting bigger. In the next hour, we'll examine some of the largest pieces of equipment on the planet. Trucks the size of houses and machines that dig, drill, thresh more materials at faster rates than anything in history. Of course, some say there's a downside. These machines can clear-cut the forest, strip mine the land, and pollute the air. They can even put people out of work. Still, we remain in awe as they change and build our world before our eyes. They are heavy metal, the big rigs. Environmentalists and others worry about the growing damage strip mining machinery can leave behind. But sometimes those fears can be smoothed over by even more remarkable rigs. Mining engineers, for example, have created a pair of awe-inspiring big rigs that are turning strip mines back into pristine meadows.
7 years ago, that pasture land looked something like this. But with the help of modern machine magic, those mountains of dirt can save the day, or the land, as it were. The mountains, known as overburden, have been stockpiled 24 hours a day by one of the biggest rigs ever created, and the first of its kind in the United States, the cross-pit spreader system. The cross-pit spreader towers nearly 20 stories above the ground. As its name implies, the cross-pit spreader uses a 1,000-foot boom to cross the open pit before spreading nearly 1,500 feet of dirt per minute on high-speed belts. The dirt is loaded onto the spreader by these two bucket wheel excavators. Each machine transfers the equivalent of 3 football fields of dirt to the spreader every minute. Tom Shaw oversees operations at the Big Brown Mine.
There is an operator and oiler up on this cross-pit spreader. The operator's cab's about 110 feet in the air. He has to ride an elevator to get up there to work.
Operators control all the conveyor belts and crawlers. Video cameras help him monitor the discharge booms from the bucket wheel excavators. This massive rig moves an average of 270 million yards of dirt a year, more than was excavated to create the Panama Canal.
Bucket wheel excavators, when they're digging the material, they take the clay that's on the surface and the sand underneath, and as it digs it, it churns it together and mixes it up, just like you would in a garden at home. This is a rather large rototiller.
Like a skilled gardener, the cross-pit spreader system is able to mix the dirt in a way that can make more fertile soil. But even more dirt is added to the mix by another rig that digs even deeper, the drag line. Electric-powered drag lines like this work the pit, digging away dirt to expose seams of coal. This 5 million pound machine has few equals in terms of sheer power.
When I first started doing it, it kind of overwhelmed me. You know, if you really get set to thinking about what you're doing, that bucket right there can dig you a swimming pool in one pass. It moves a lot of dirt.
Fully loaded, these huge buckets weigh 320,000 pounds, the equivalent of about 50 Chevy Suburbans. Operating them, however, requires a light touch.
There's 4 levers that operates this whole thing. This lever here is a drag lever, and it makes the bucket come into you and go out. This one's the horse, it makes it go up and down. And then down here at my feet, I've got the swing pedals, and that makes it swing.
By the end of the day, the dragline's bucket can expect to have removed over 50,000 cubic yards of overburden from the deepest area of the pit, enough to fill some 250 backyard swimming pools. While the primary job of these massive machines is to uncover and extract coal, in the end, they can repair the damage that might have otherwise been left behind. Coming up next on Heavy Metal, the big rigs, the lumberjacks of the future.
Folks, yes, we do use big equipment. Not each mine uses as big equipment as the one shown here. And one of the things you would hopefully learn in this class is what is the best type of the equipment to use and what is the optimum size of the equipment. Having said that, I thank you very much for your attention and we'll see you next time around. Thank you.